Osaka is unsurprisingly one of my favourite cities in Japan. Despite not being a nightlife person, the vibe there still gets me. So naturally, on my trip around Japan, I had to return for about a 2-week break just to relax in between all the travelling and just enjoy the city. But a little bit of disaster struck on my first day. So today, it's my first day in Osaka. I just want to say that either Japanese people, you know, are far too funny or far too obliged to be friendly. It's just what happened today. I forgot my jacket on the bus, like an idiot. And I went to where I thought there might be a lost and found for it. They didn't have it, but they did manage to speak on the phone on my behalf and then communicate with me via Google Translate while we're doing it to find out where it is, and now I can go and collect it tomorrow. And it's like, I can't see that happening in England ever. And I feel bad that my Japanese isn't good enough to get there myself, but I could answer a few little questions in Japanese. Oh, that was good. Alright, just entered the nightmare scenario. The Don Quixote, there's 3 Don Quixotes in Osaka. One of them sold banana milk. It now doesn't sell banana milk. I'm gonna have to travel far for that somehow. So I have finally returned to Osaka. Things have already gone very awry. I've already lost the coat, bought food that my Airbnb doesn't have the ability to cook. And, well, now I have to go out and get a meal for tonight. I wasn't going to do a house tour this time, but the chair doesn't match the description. I thought there was a hob to cook on the pictures. There's no hob, and I bought meat. And then I come home after going out to buy an instant noodle to have that instead, and the kettle doesn't work. So now I need to go out for the 3rd time just to eat. I didn't want to eat out today because I've already done it once. I had Wendy's for lunch. But I guess I have no choice. And credit where credit's due. One day later, I have a hob. So I don't have anything to wash up the dishes with, but I have a hob. My eggs are saved. Hair dye is forbidden, or you'll have to pay for the loss of your hair colour. Yeah, I'm here in Universal Studios. I'm just going to look around a bit. I'm not even going today inside. I don't think I'm going at all in this trip because it is an expensive place to get in. But may as well see it in the light. So why was I coming to Universal Studios? Well, that's because the bus station for Osaka is actually right next door. So I had to come here to get my jacket from yesterday. Just looking outside the park now because I had time to do that. You can see Harry Potter. And I now have my jacket. All is well in the world, and I can now for what I'm doing today, I'm actually just going to take an hour-and-a-half walk from Universal Studios to Osaka Station. Because I've not done that before. I don't know that there's anything interesting along the walk, but I've got an event at 5 anyway, and if I get the train, I'll just be there an hour early to do nothing, so may as well get some exercise in, and who knows, could be something cool. Just look at these clouds today. There's so many clouds, just little patches of them all spread apart. Looks like a beautiful cotton candy mess in the sky. There's nothing of interest in this walk, other than the fact that within like a block, within like 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 4 Family Guys. So I bought something, it's worked. The other most interesting thing on this long stretch of road is there are traffic lights. So often, it makes it a very stop start. You can see the green lights in the distance while we're red. And of course it was Christmas time, so the lights were lovely. I spent the first real day in Osaka exploring Pokemon manholes in the area as well as enjoying the Mob Psycho Cafe, but I've made a separate video on this, so we're going to jump right ahead to a crazy park. Now for today, I have come out to the Expo Park, which is about an hour outside of Osaka, but it has a lot to see from the looks of it. Frankly, I would have turned up earlier if I knew how much there was to do. This easily looks like 3 hours worth of things to do, and the park closes in 3 hours, and I wanted to do other things afterwards. So, well, I'm here now, I may as well take a look. Apparently north is Flower Hill. Let's have a look. Now this particular park is 260 yen to get into, which I wasn't expecting to cost, because I thought there was just one little thing here, but it turns out there's a lot. Like nearly falling over stones. Like there's just this hill with random stones on it. There's a lovely stream with steps I can walk over, which I'm gonna make sure I don't trip again. But I love those. So I know vaguely where I'm heading for what I want to show you all. I'm not going to be in any rush to get there. It's just a lovely little walk around here. It's the kind of place where I don't know if I want to like see everything efficiently or just wander. And I know the answer is I just want to wander. And I don't want to miss things either. Like there's some stony things up there, I don't know. This is a cool place. Now from Osaka. Although I did try and set off towards Flower Hill, because that sounded nice, it turns out I headed in the opposite direction. So I'll probably circle back and head there last. But this is the kind of place I like to get lost in. It's surrounded by nature, but tarmac below me. It's a nice little simulation of exploration. Oh, and there it is in the background. There is the Tower of the Sun. I'll be heading over to that soon. So we did say we'd go to it later, but especially in this part, this Tower of the Sun in the distance, it just stands over the rest of the park, and I didn't expect it to be quite that big. So I guess we best go and take a look, really. And while visiting this place was nice, I didn't realise a few days later there was a ramen festival right here, which would have been a better day to come on. Googled, and it's a month-long event. And it's on this weekend, so I should have come this weekend clearly, but I mean, I'm here now. There's no way I'd have known there was a random ramen festival exactly where I was going. Look at this. And there we go, this towering, frankly somewhat scary figure was built in the 70s, over 50 years ago. During Japan's economic boom, you had the choice if you could pay taxes or build a public work project like this. And a lot of people chose to leave their mark on the world, so we have the Tower of the Sun. The bloke definitely looks like he could use a clean. I don't think that's going to be an easy job. I must say, as you walk around it, the way its facial features change and the arms disappear, it looks very strange in the sky. like what is this? Seriously, it's crazy. You know, it's actually sod's law. I decided not to come to this park on the weekend that's just passed because I thought it'd be too busy. And I wanted to go to Central Osaka on the way back and go to the Nintendo store, and I thought it'd be closed then, so I thought, okay, I'll just go another day. Turns out, terrible mistake, but this is still a cool place to look around anyway. And as well as the more futuristic Tower of the Sun style gardens, there is also what I believe will soon be traditional Japanese garden. And I'm already liking the look of the first thing I see, although not traditional Japanese, it's cool. So I thought this was some sword in the stone business, but it is not. It means something quite different. Sorry, fishy friend, I have nothing for you. How big this fellow is, he's massive. It's one of the biggest fish I've seen in one of these. I remember playing Breath of the Wild and seeing these little plants. And I've never seen those before, those must be from fantasy, but no, they are just everywhere in Japan. And while this Japanese garden isn't as traditional as some of the other ones I've been to, it doesn't need to be either. Because this area isn't as traditional, the whole park isn't. So this is kind of a fusion of that traditional sense, they've got the nice beauty, and then places like this where we've still got lovely rock formations but in a kind of modern setting. So this is a nice little unique place. This is for 280 yen. To get here from Osaka and back is about 1,000 yen. The actual entry to this place, that's pretty good for, it's been an hour already. I think I'll probably have another hour and then not use up the whole 3 hours. But who knows, maybe I'll find some more interesting things. Now this is a view, just these the red leaves that are half red, half green. A beautiful, probably man-made waterfall. But there's some information there. Does not seem man-made, yeah, man-made. Doesn't this path look magical? I think I say this for most of the Japanese parks I come to. I feel like this is one of my favourites. I think like so many of them are so good, and this one is just so much wider and bigger and slightly more modern, which I wouldn't like if that was the only thing, because it's different to the rest. And we've got these very shallow ponds, and again the water is as clear as day. And it's half the price of most of the other ones. And that's only half of the ticket for a much wider area. So yeah, this is a good place to come in Osaka. Well, I was thinking, okay, I can wrap up here and go to my next place. But the place I wanted to go actually closes at 4, not 5. So that tight gap I had has actually just completely disappeared. So that will have to wait for another day, or possibly even another trip, or possibly never. Because it was just the Mr. Donut Museum. I thought that's interesting on the way back from here. But just by itself, who knows? That means I'll just enjoy this park for as long as I feel like it. That's how you almost fall over because you're recording something cool. I do believe we have a moon mint reference here. Like, there's this little observation deck here. It's not observing anything, it's just a random bit of wood. And then just some grass, and then on this side just some grass. I don't know why it exists. Oh, but I do like this place. This way is a dead end. It's good to know. I guess I'll go this way. Oh, well, apparently that was the flower garden. But this season, no flowers. And now one of the last things to do here is to climb this. It says to keep my distance, but I think I'll manage. And suddenly, a little bit higher, and the view has changed a lot. Oh my God, there's like a heron just stood on top of a tree. That's amazing. And then all around you can see the forest that we've been exploring. Lots of different things. The Tower of the Sun in the distance. People down below, I didn't come that way. One level down there was like a swarm of like 100 flies. It's like, oh, I'm glad to have my mask on. And this is where I'm going to leave this park for today. I haven't decided exactly how to get back yet, but I am stopping off at Osaka Station because I want to go to Nintendo. I was going to say Nintendo World. No, that's a Universal theme park, just for Nintendo store. This bridge is bouncy.
tonight is the 14th of December, and in the sky there is to be a meteor storm. I didn't expect to see it in Osaka, but I've taken it as an excuse to come and see the castle at night. So I figured this park has got to be the best place to see it, if there was any chance. So it's a good excuse. And while I don't set the camera to pick it up, you can see the stars in the sky, and it's very nice, unlike the other places. While you cannot see the stars, I have never seen a moon so low at such a time, and so yellow. iPhones can't capture this, so that is quite exciting. And here it is, nicely lit up. I've seen it the day before, but I don't think I saw it at night. I must say, I feel like today is the first day I have come out slightly underdressed. I would appreciate my scarf right now. And clearly I need to do my hair again. Now sadly I've had to get new headphones because my big ones have stopped working wirelessly. And they were pretty good earmuffs during the winter. I may have to consider just bringing them out just for that. Anyway.
And today is finally the day of my Carnival live. Oh, I actually didn't know where it was until I started recording, and I've just seen it just straight ahead. Let's see one of these get curved. Alright, so I've just come out of that performance. What a lovely venue. I've walked past this building many times. I've never gone in, but I can see there's a live music up there. So it was the first one where you could speak during the performance, which was super interesting. I kind of changed the vibe of it, but I loved it. It's probably my favourite one so far. It's my 10th one this time. And it was like, I got some merch this time, I'll put it on the screen. Spent 10,000 yen on merch. You get to have something signed. So very briefly, got to interact with them. It's pretty cool. I got something signed. And couldn't say very much, but I said my spiel of, I don't speak good Japanese, but I like your music. And then I got the Nihongo Josie from my favourite singer. I mean, I felt awkward because I didn't even know if we were going to meet them or if they were just going to hand them off, but it was cool, it was cool. Alright, I'm home from my live and I'm in the bath. And I need to complain about this bath. Because you see this is like incredibly low down. It's like half the length of the bath, which means you really can't fill it up very much. And you can't get a full body soak, it just washes it all away. If this was like a little bit higher, fantastic, because it is horrible. Now, as part of my Osaka exploration, I have returned to Nishinomiya for a few hours today. There's a few places I wanted to see again, a few places I need to check off, and this is one of them. This is the library building, which is just one of the more, oh, my hair's all over, isn't it? One of the more famous things I remember from already. And now where I want to go today, I want to go back to the school and see it in the daylight, unlike the night time last time. So there's a beautiful view from there. And there's also a little garden nearby. So I just have to walk along one of my favourite rivers in Japan, which you can't see from here, for ages. And eventually I'll reach it. So let's go. And as I'm going, there's a few train stations along the way, so I can get a nice little clip stamp to mark my journey today. Not many, but so far just one that is true. This is the Shuku River, and the little rocks that are constantly forming out of it. Always good. Oh, this is such a good river. I do love how this is an actual path. It is designated. I love it. But sadly, I don't need to cross that just yet. Just keep on going along the main river. Last time I came here, I cut off at the river about this point, because I had many other things to do in that direction. Today, straightforward. Look at this tiny staircase to get up. This is the tiniest little thin staircase I've seen in a long time. Oh, I just about a bit up it. It can't be that way. This is. Kyoen Bridge. And at this point, just passing Kyoen Bridge. I think this is what I was supposed to take a picture of last time, it was too dark to see. It's now, I have rejoined the mountain climb. And the sun's just come out from my winter coat to make me regret wearing it today. It's really cold otherwise.
And as it's so uphill, doubtless the view from the top is stunning. We can also see the little manholes along the way though in the anime.
It's now a less direct walk along the road. You'll see it in bits and bobs. Here it is, the true Kyoen experience once more. And here it is, Kita High School. I've come on a Sunday, so obviously no one's there intentionally. Which I recommend you do as well. Come at night or on a Sunday, so you don't disturb anyone. But seeing it in the day, exactly as it was in the anime. Somehow following the river means that's a lot nicer of a climb. I think maybe the angle on the other one was just a lot more steep for a lot longer. Because it came from the station that Kyoen went to, which makes sense. But today I'm not following Kyoen's route. I just wanted to come here because there's also something else in Shinomiya. I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's just 5 minutes from here. So, now something new. Maybe it's also the temperature because it was like pretty much summer when I did it last time. It's going to make the climb a lot worse. Whereas now my hands cold, my cheeks are cold. My body's warm because I've got 3 layers on, but and this is probably the last I'll see of the river today. Beautiful. We're high up at this part of the Shinomiya. You can just see Osaka and beyond. No, maybe not. Here it is. This is the botanical garden that I missed last time that actually is only open for another half an hour, so I'm just going to enjoy a look around. But last time I came here it was very late at night. This place is clearly closed today. Just chill. I didn't close at 4 though, 4's early, but I've got half an hour, so at least I didn't get here and it was just closed. That would be annoying. I imagine this place would have been a lot nicer to visit last time if I was in the area, because right now a lot of these plants are, you know, leafless because it's winter, December. There's still a lot of beautiful ones around. I like how this sign says wild boar door, close it please. It doesn't warn you about the wild boars, it's just like, yeah, don't let them get in here. And hidden away in this garden is a Japanese style garden with this lovely little waterfall. Small but cool. Look at these rocks I get to walk over. Woo! I think this is back towards the garden. I think I've come just a random circle. I thought I'd be able to head along here, but apparently not. And this is another spot that was too dark to see last time that I missed. And that is just about to come up Nagato's apartments. Of course you can't go in because we do actually live here, but I try not to bump many graveyards just because I don't know, it just doesn't feel like I should whenever I happen upon them. But this one's too interesting because this is just a main road going through it, and also the best way to walk to the next destination, which is just interesting. I've never seen like a road just through a graveyard. And this is just kind of awe-inspiring, just all of these rocks so close together. I've never seen that. And once more, Shinomiya, one of my favourite shrine areas in Japan. Just how like it's not marble, but it's that kind of material. It's just really cool. My first time here with so many ducks. And they're swimming towards me. I think I've got something. I really don't, I'm sorry. But they're all very cute. Ducks and mallards and all that. Sorry, ducks. I don't know yet if this will be the last time I stand on this here. I feel like I will again. I've on this trip before the next. But here we are. There is now one more spot left on my self-proclaimed journey for today. Came to Cafe Dream, but sadly closed. Well, it wasn't quite closed. They let me in to get the stamps at least. I could get the stamps in my new stamp book. I've already eaten there, so I'm not that fussed about it. So again, the main thing actually one of those was the stamps, so I'll take it. It's nice to see this place with a little bit of illumination. I didn't expect that. It's a nice little bonus at the end of the journey today.
From there, I made my way to the station before heading back to Osaka. My time here was nearly at a close. I enjoyed looking at the back of the station, which I just hadn't seen before. It's December, this nice light and an ice rink. And then I had one day left, where I went to a Japanese bathhouse type thing, but it wasn't quite. It was in the middle of Osaka, and it was interesting. Clearly can't film much more inside beyond this, but it was a nice experience. Would recommend this place.
And that was a lovely little time. Now I'm going to call this here because I just got a few more shops in Osaka to go to. And this has been a very different Osaka trip, but I just wanted to come here and just chill out. And this is a very chill time, so thanks for watching. See you next time.